Audio Jungle.
It's October 1st, the Independence Day, and we from Flip TV here, we are wishing Nigeria a happy 60th anniversary. Alright, it's another edition of Bystanders at Newsstands on Flip TV. Of course, you know, it's still your number one newspaper review program, always aired on this platform, Flip TV. Quickly to what we have on today's edition of this program, we have diverse stories on the Independence Day. We must not give up. That's the major headline we have found on the front page of the New Telegraph. We must not give up. Abdul Salami, Nigeria not a failed nation. There is hope. Ex-President Jonathan is saying something. What is he saying? Our journey laced with mixed fortunes. Atiku, the ex-vice president of this country. We need healing. We have Lawan Gbajabiamila. It will get better. Tinubu, the national leader of the All Progressive Congress. We've wasted opportunities. Now on right path. We've wasted opportunities. We are now on the right path. APC, PDP, governors, Kalu, others desire better country. You can see these inside the pages of the New Telegraph newspaper, page 46, 28 and 29. Catholic bishops, nothing to celebrate. Queen of England, UK, Nigeria bound will flourish. Nigeria bound will flourish. That's what the Queen of England is saying here. Still quest for nationhood in search of strong united country. Nigeria in 1960 and 2020. Knocks kudos as Nigeria defeats polio, fails in others. Manufacturing sector still work in progress. The gains, pains of telecoms revolution. A mixed grill for sports. These are the stories we have here. Quickly to the front page of the Guardian newspaper. We have Guardian dishing it out with pictures. Pictures of both the ex-military president and civilian presidents. We have Tafawa Balewa, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Agboirosi Gowon, Muhammad, that's Obasanjo also is here, Shagari, Buhari, Babangida, Abacha. We have Shonekon, Abdul Salami, Obasanjo, Yaradua, Jonathan, and the present one, talking about the incumbent President of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, Nigeria at 60. Let's quickly join our reviewers for analysis on this story. I'll be right back.
Ijesha Land Foundation for Entrepreneurial and Leadership Development presents 3rd Dr. Lawrence Omole Annual Lecture Series. Theme: Entrepreneurship as a Tool for Community and National Development. Guest speaker: former Finance Minister Olusegun Aganga, Chairman Marina Express Train Services. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this year's edition will take place via Zoom on Saturday, October 10, 2020. Time 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. The 3rd Dr. Lawrence Omole Annual Lecture is dedicated to the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor E.A. Adeboye Obokunagbewaru. Announcer: Tony Barola, Chairman Planning Committee, Ijesha Land Foundation for Entrepreneurial and Leadership Development.
Happy Independence Day.
Which independence?
Which independence?
Is it worth celebrating? That's why I'm asking which independence. For me, it's not worth celebrating.
It's not worth celebrating.
Yes, and it's unfortunate. I don't know whether you've seen the Mr. President's broadcast.
Okay.
If you see it, to be quite honest with you, it's riddled with hypocrisy. It doesn't represent facts on ground. Maybe I should speak a little bit about it, if you don't mind.
No problem. No problem.
Okay.
No problem.
Because Mr. Matt, to be quite honest with you, when I read through Mr. President's Independence Day speech,
Broadcast, yeah.
I was disappointed. You can imagine Mr. President saying that it makes no sense for Saudi Arabia to sell PMS more. He's saying that that it makes no sense for the price of PMS to be more expensive in Saudi Arabia than Nigeria.
That's cheaper in Nigeria.
Yes. Now the question is, I still want to ask Mr. President this question. Does it make sense for the standard of living of Saudi Arabian citizens to be better than the ones in Nigeria? Does it make sense for the infrastructure in Saudi Arabia to be better than in Nigeria? Does it make sense for the health sector to be better than Nigeria? Does it make sense for the educational sector in Saudi Arabia to be better than Nigeria? These are pertinent questions that Mr. President should answer. If he wants us to believe that it doesn't make sense for fuel to sell higher in Nigeria than Saudi Arabia. And if you look at that statement, he is telling us that there is a possibility of increasing it. Now, I equally take exception with the statement Mr. President made when he said we came out of civil war with a focus to reconstruction, reconciliation, and rehabilitation. Now, he went further to say that these have enabled us to build world-class development infrastructure. That's why I say it's leading with hypocrisy. Mr. Mike, I don't know whether you can point to any world-class infrastructure in Nigeria that Mr. President is alluding to. Personally, I cannot point to it. So that's why I say the statement, the speech is riddled with hypocrisy. I equally take exception with another aspect of the speech that said that as Nigerians, we should see ourselves as Nigerians, that nobody owns Nigeria. But I want to ask myself a question. With the lopsided nature of Mr. President's appointment, does that his speech represent the facts? It doesn't. That's why I say it's hypocritical.
In nature.
Yes. And I don't know. He's misleading us.
And sometimes I reason and I realize that the Queen of England doesn't really understand what is going on in Nigeria. I believe someone with that kind of influence, with that kind of high profile, should be able to talk to the leaders in this country. Of course, we all understand what is presently going on in the country. Talk about insecurity, talk about hike in commodities and everything. Now, don't you expect someone of that caliber, talking about the Queen of England, to come out in the open and speak to the leaders?
Mr. Abba, if you ask me, I will tell you that Britain is the highest beneficiary of the fraudulent activities in Nigeria. And I will tell you why. All the money being looted in Nigeria that have been taken to Britain is growing their economy. And I tell you that British government is aware of each and every Nigerian that have illicit fund in their domain. And they do not make any effort to prosecute them. Apart from Ibori, that Nigerian government was chasing. He ran to Dubai and Nigerian government put pressure on Dubai. British government extradited into Britain to prosecute. Apart from Ibori, tell me any other Nigerian citizen that have been prosecuted on the basis of corruption. It shows you that they are comfortable with that fund there. That notwithstanding, if Nigerian government raise an issue against any Nigerian citizen who is hibernating there, they too will take it off from there and ensure that that person is prosecuted. But hence we are not raising issue. They are comfortable with the fund helping their own economy. So they are the greater beneficiary. I think that best explains why they are not helping us in that regard. Don't forget that recently, when they needed to put Nigeria on its toe to do the needful in the election of Edo State, they threatened to seize assets of Nigerians who may be culpable in electoral malpractice. That to tell you that they know them. And as such, we saw sanity in that election. So, I don't see Britain as having that moral standard to charge Nigeria to do the right thing.
Now, today we have so many groups that will be agitating from the revolution now to other civil society organizations. Now, don't you think Nigerians should see beyond record? Don't you think so?
Mr. Mike,
because you've been clamoring for destruction, and don't you think that should be placed as the first priority instead of seeking for division or disintegration?
Mr. Mike, if you ask me, I will say the government is giving room for the agitation. If you ask me, I will tell you that as human beings, there is always room for conversation. And when you, dialogue, round table discussion, and when you deprive people of that avenue, it breeds agitation. I think that is what we are seeing. And we have not seen anything yet. If the government did not provide that platform for deliberation. The constitution that binds this country say that we as a nation agreed. And there's never a point in life where everybody came together to say we agreed. This is a document that was forced on Nigerians. And they now use the instrumentality of state to coerce everybody to fall in line. If you raise an issue, they whip you into line with that same instrumentality of state. It's not helping issues. Because the reason I disagree with Mr. President is that there are so many genuine fault lines in this country. You want to tell me that the clashes between the Fulani herdsmen and host communities that has persisted, that has endured for decades, that is not a genuine one? It's a genuine one, and it can be resolved if the right conversations are being done about it. Or you want to tell me that the issue of persistent and perennial insecurity that have bedeviled this country is not a genuine one? It's a genuine one, and it can only be resolved if you let us have a conversation to address it. For instance, people agitating for state police. Federal government do not want to give it a list here. As we speak, Mr. Mike, we have 68 items on exclusive legislative list, on which the state government, the state House of Assembly have no legal right to legislate on. As we speak today, we have only 12 items on the concurrent list that the state and federal government may tinker with. And most of these areas you leave for federal government exclusively, they have not been able to shoulder it. And security falls under that purview. Education falls under it. And now we are seeing federal government making serious effort to seize water and have exclusive right over water resources for the purpose of managing it. And I ask question. Go and look at international law. From the baseline of the sea to 12 nautical miles belongs to the state that has that coast. From that 12 nautical miles to another 200 nautical miles is exclusive economic zone that the state do not have power over. For instance, go to Lagos, where you have the sea. 12 nautical miles from the baseline belong to Lagos state government. After that 12 nautical miles, from that 12 nautical miles to another 200 nautical miles is exclusive economic zone that belongs to federal government. That best explains the reason when they discover oil in Lagos, a good number of the oil wells didn't belong to Lagos state, and as such they could not get 30% derivative from it because it is discovered in exclusive economic zone that does not belong to local government. Now after that you have the international water. So what the point I'm trying to make is let federal government go and manage that. Nobody is dragging that with them. We're trying to muzzle the state to collect the water at their disposal when you have not been able to make good use of what have been given to you freely by the constitution. So for me, the federal government is overburdened by items.
And that's why you said it's not worth celebrating.
It's not worth celebrating.
All right, thank
you. If you want it to be what should be celebrated, let us see the realities on ground. All the necessary fundamentals that make a society to run, all the social amenities, let us have it in place, then we know we can celebrate.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Matthew.
What we are celebrating is the death of the people in southern Kaduna, massive killings of Christians. Anybody who says Nigeria is comfortable with him he must go and check his health. We are not celebrating anything. We are suffering. There must be a reform to the system. Look at the masses. They say they call for celebration. What are we celebrating about? 5 years in office, so nothing to write about. 5 years in office, nothing to write about. They are celebrating killings everywhere. So there's nothing to celebrate. We should be mourning by now. We should be mourning. If we have our right senses, we should be mourning. So Nigerians are suffering. So we call for reform for the system. We are not comfortable. We are at the receiving end in all this rubbish. So there's nothing to celebrate about. We should be mourning. So the people that we voted in, we are holding them accountable. So whatever is going on, so we are not celebrating. Tell everyone to sit because we are not celebrating anything. We are suffering. Look at the economy of the country. Look at the tariffs. Look at the fuel price. Look at everywhere. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? We are not celebrating. We're not supposed to sit. We're supposed to be at the morning point right now because the masses are hungry. Look at the economy. Look at the borrowing. Look at the China debt. What are we celebrating? Who is fooling who? We are suffering. They should go back and pay China debt first. They should go back and give account to the people that helpless people. Look at everywhere, massive poverty, economy meltdown, all the suffering, and we voted them, and they're supposed to carry us along. We are not celebrating anything. Let them tell everybody we are celebrating. We are angry. They should go back and restructure the country. This country is not meant to be in existence. They should go back and restructure the country because we are suffering. The economy is so bad, everywhere is so bad. We are talking about celebration. So what are we celebrating? We are celebrating death, that and darkness. That is where we are celebrating.
Internationally, have we made any impact?
Internationally, what?
Have we made any impact internationally?
No, we are speaking. We are in the media. We are in all sorts of media platform to talk to the world about the suffering of Nigerians and what we are going through in this country. Okay, we are not celebrating. We don't supposed to be celebrating by now. If you look at the economy aspect of everything, we have economic meltdown right away. We have massive killings going on in Nigeria, every corner of the country. What are we talking about? Are we deaf and dumb? You don't have eye, you don't have the right senses. What are we talking about?
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah?
Is the failure of Nigeria from this administration?
Yes. This administration is nothing to write home about. They have failed Nigerian woefully. They have to tender apology. First of all, to the Nigerians who voted them in office. 5 years for nothing. 5 years without profit. 5 years without 5 years of poverty. The masses are hungry, they are suffering, they are denouncing their rights every day.
Happy Independence Day. Happy Independence Day.
Thank you, Mr. Mike.
60th anniversary. So, where do we start from? Some are agitating, some are condemning, and we still have some people appreciating the fact that Nigeria is still together. We still have some persons, some citizens in this country clamoring for breakup. And we still have some citizens saying that the best thing for us to do is to come together and see or look for a way to restructure the country. Just like what we have Abdul Salami saying, Nigeria is not a failed nation. There is hope. You have the ex-president Jonathan, our journalist with mixed fortunes. Ex-vice president, we have Atiku. We need healing. That's what Atiku is saying. But Abiamila, it will get better. Lawan, it will get better. Tinubu, you have wasted opportunities, now on the right path. Now, are we on the right path? Is this 60th anniversary worth celebrating?
Thank you, Mr. Mike. All these people you have mentioned, ranging from Abdul Salami, Atiku, Tinubu, Jonathan, they has been the beneficiaries of the grave flawed system. They have benefited from this flawed system called Nigeria, a system that has no direction. So no wonder it is not a surprise when, of course, somebody like Abdul Salami who said there is hope. Hope for who? Of course, there is hope for them to continue the embezzlement and looting without being restricted. So for an ordinary Nigerian citizen, all hope is lost as far as this system is concerned. By the way, what is the ideology of an average Nigerian, especially the political elites? There's no ideology. Okay, O God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide our leaders right, help our youth to know the truth. After 60 years, Nigeria have rejected God more than ever. After 60 years of the so-called independence, have our youths come to know the truths, the realities, confronting us as a people? The question is no. After 60 years down the line, has our leaders learned the lessons? Have they been able to chart the way forward for Nigerian people, for the maximum population of this country? The question is no. So it is just a summary of a summary of a story that ends very sadly. That we find ourselves within the contraction called Nigeria. There is nothing to show for it. Economic-wise, we are nowhere to be found. Look at a common Ghana. I wouldn't use the word common. Look at the neighboring country, Ghana here, Africa. They have left Nigeria over 20 years ago, and they are moving forward. You see, we are still grooving in that thick darkness that have enveloped our enclave. They envelop the political sphere, envelop the economic sphere, envelop there is not, the essence of independence is to attain freedom, is to attain deliver dividends of democracy, to have a sense of feeling, a sense of belonging. Has every Nigerian felt better? Are we feeling any sense of belonging? Does the so-called Nigerian state recognize her citizens? Look at almost virtually across the board, across the international communities, Nigerians have been citizens have been jettisoned. They have been treated with all sorts of disdain because down home the government does not regard the people. So it is not a surprise when we are being treated as people without a country, people without home, across even within our African continent. It is quite unfortunate.
In what areas do you think the government has done well? Because we can't say the government hasn't done anything at all. So let's take a look at the agricultural sector. Don't you think there's a kind of change in that sector?
Thank you very much. Let me tell you, there are indices that defines whether the economy of a state is booming. One, you will take the inflation rates. What is inflation rates? At what price do people purchase or buy commodities or services? You can see the inflation rate of this of this country is almost hitting about over 13 or 14%. What does that? That indicates that we are in the state of insolvency as a nation. What the way forward is to declare Nigeria to cease from existing. Look at, you're talking of the economy, agriculture wise. How much do you purchase a derica of rice? Over 500, or within 500, neighborhood of 500, 450, a derica of rice. And a bag is roughly 30,000 plus, 35, foreign rice. Does that indicate that Nigerians are hungry? Imagine somebody that is being paid 30 naira minimum wage. That means that even your monthly wage cannot afford a bag of rice. A 50 kg bag of rice, for your monthly pay cannot afford a 50 kg bag of rice within the Nigerian enclave. Does that show that we are existing? It's not unfortunate. Nigeria has lost focus and they are just moving in darkness, just buying time, waiting for the honest, unheard for to happen.
Now that we are at 60, what lies the hope of the common man? And do you think there is a way the government can restructure things and make this country move forward?
Okay, thank you. I believe there is, for every problem, there is a way out. Nigeria can really get better on one condition. If the political elites will be honest with themselves, if they will shun their selfish interests and pursuits and build up a country where patriotism should be the guide, the first priority. But do you see that's happening anytime soon? No, it is not possible. The level of political elites we have cannot allow that, because it will not favor them. It will not be to their own interests. It will not defend and guide their interests. Somebody like Tinubu, the Jagaban of Lagos, he will not want to play by the rule, especially within Lagos. Why? Because he intends to grab power and remain within the corridor of power as long as his lifetime. So such a person cannot allow democratic norms and rules to thrive. That is just a typical example of an average political elite within this country. So they are not selfless. Their service, when they tell you they spend 10 billion naira, it means that 8.5 billion has gone to their pockets. See, virtually nothing left for the teeming masses. Look at our major road. Look at where I'm standing. Look at the mud. At 60 years of independence, look at the road. Look at the flood. A little drop of rain, you see everywhere will be flooded. There is no electricity. People are hungry. There is no job. The teeming population of this Nigeria graduates are roaming the street without hope, without jobs. Look at even the children. There are no free education. Our health system is in comatose. Our of course, industries are in comatose, and there is no possibility of revamping it anytime soon.
I know if we are to continue talking today.
Well, Mike, I'm happy. You are happy because we are alive. I thank God that has given me life in abundance, giving you life in abundance, and all our well-wishers and friends and families. I'm not happy because Nigeria is celebrating failure. I'm not happy because Nigeria is 60 years today, full of anger, desperation, you know, everywhere. Why should I be happy?
Before you go further, let me ask you this question.
Yes.
We have diverse Nigerians.
Yeah.
Diverse ethnic groups.
Yes.
Complaining, lamenting. But the question I want to ask you is, Raphael, who is responsible for Nigeria's failed state?
Thank you. Nigerian failed state the responsibilities go to Britain, the British. I always tell you this, that in 1960, everybody would have gone their different ways. We are not meant to be together then. Say, if you are in doubt, go and ask Baba Nehru.
There should be something like
go and ask Baba. Yes, it's amalgamation that started in 1914. Let me tell you, in 1960, it's so obvious that we are not meant to be together. Fulani would have gone their various way, Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba. Ask Baba Awolowo, he knows this. Baba Awolowo knew this. Do you understand?
He's dead now.
He's dead now. But you should go and ask him. I think you understand. This man, Awolowo, is the right person that knew our faith now. What we did not know then, Baba knew it. Do you understand? We mean to go our various ways.
Saw the future.
Thank you. Baba Awolowo saw the future. Zeke want everybody to be together. Bakatufa Bola wanted everybody to be different, you know, go their different ways, which is why he was clamoring for them Araba, meaning secession. That was Bakatufa Bola.
And that is what Nigerians are agitating for now.
Yes, that is what we're agitating for now. Yoruba is taking it up to date. Yoruba is lifting their flag at Ojota Park there. In Oyo State, everywhere. You understand? Oduduwa Republic is kicking off today. So, Mike, we are not meant to be together. Nigeria is 60, celebrating incessant attack of Boko Haram in the northeastern Nigeria. They would have killed the Governor Zulum of Borno State some 5 days ago. Honestly. Only that the young man used helicopter.
It was a pathetic situation.
Thank you, very, very pathetic situation. Very. So they Boko Haram attack his convoy, killing 9 police officers. Yeah. And even he was among, they would have killed him. I'm telling you, that is what we are celebrating today. We are celebrating anger. We are celebrating hunger. We are celebrating secession bid, failed secession bid, on and on. We are celebrating banditry, killings in the southern Kaduna. We are celebrating killings. We are celebrating corruption. We are celebrating bad economy. We are celebrating death everywhere. Untimely death. We are celebrating incessant beheading, decapitation of Christians in Adamawa, Christians in Kaduna, Christians in the southeast. We are celebrating herdsmen attack. For how many years now, how many days now, how many months herdsmen has concentrated attack on Nigerian farmers? What are we celebrating? 1960, 60 years, celebrating war, celebrating anger. We are celebrating nothing. I'm not happy, I'm not celebrating anything. Okay, zoom your camera everywhere. Can you see any flag? Green, white, green that they used to fly every 1st October. Nowhere to be found because Nigeria has failed, because Buhari has failed, because APC-led administration has failed. We are celebrating nothing other than failure. We are celebrating failure. We are celebrating abject poverty.
And don't you think it will get better?
Well, getting better is when Yoruba Oduduwa Republic stays on their own. Getting better is when Republic of Biafra stays on their own. Getting better is when Arewa or the Saosa, they stay in the north there. What better do you think it's going to get? So if I ask you now to pray for Nigeria, we pray for Nigeria. Are you going to pray for Nigeria? You are praying for them today. They are doing another thing tomorrow. What are you praying for? Look at them. Look at them. Look at their procession. Look at them. They always celebrate with their families. They always siphon our money. They stay with their family. They stay with their wives and family. They steal money and celebrate alone. My brother, I'm not celebrating anything today. I'm celebrating my life. I'm celebrating my God who has given me life in abundance.
What are these security operatives doing here? What are they looking for?
That is how it is. They always do that. It has been their common tradition, every day blowing siren here and there, while we are dying of insecurity in Nigeria. But look at them in procession, lining their vehicles and blowing siren. That is their normal tradition. I'm telling you. Are we secured?
All right.
We are not. It's only God that is securing us. Thank you.
I asked Raphael the other time that what are the security operatives?
It's unfortunate. You see,
maybe they wanted to
us.
arrest us.
They are looking for protesters to arrest. And you say it tells you that all is not well. You see, Mr. President is carried away by the comfort of Asura. He's no longer in touch with the reality. You can see security agencies, police,
thousands of
everywhere.
Policemen.
Looking for who to kill.
Hitting the street running. Looking for who to arrest.
To kill, not to shoot.
If for any reason people decide to.
They have been ordered shoot at sight.
Shoot aside.
And
yes,
so there is a serious deployment.
What? There's serious deployment along the major streets of Lagos State.
Look at them.
Looking after the people protesting against the injustice being meted on them by the Nigerian state. Look at the military, the mobile police being mobilized to harass, to kill, and shoot aside. Okay. It is the place you call a country.
All right, please, if you are protesting today, do it lawfully. Make sure you keep to the rules and regulations of the country. Don't fight. Don't involve yourself in violence, please. All right, on this note, I say goodbye to you, everyone watching us right now. Michael Adekunle still remains my name. Of course, behind the camera, I have Festus Olabukumi. You can join us on our social media handles displayed on the screen. You can also join me on Facebook, Michael Temitayo Adekunle, and on Instagram, Adekunle Michael Temitayo. Viewers across the globe, happy Independence Day once more. Bye, everyone.